I don't know about you, I'm a little bit more hungry after seeing that video. But joining me now to discuss this is Head of Lifestyle Economics at the Institute of Economic Affairs, Christopher Snowdon, who's in Brighton for us, and co-founder of the Obesity Action Campaign, Dr Jude Oben, who's right here with me. And first, we'll start with you, Dr Jude. I imagine this is good news for you, right?
It's good news in as much as that people are saying you should have standard portion size. Yes, because actually the facts are these. There has been a 300% increase in obesity rates since 1980, and obesity costs the NHS £16 billion a year, and it is killing millions of my patients and costing the NHS lots and lots of money. So clearly something needs to be done. So this is good news for us, yes.
Christopher, what are your thoughts then? Is this a good move in terms of that fight against obesity?
No, it's got nothing to do with obesity. This story originally came about because an industry body had suggested that consumers might appreciate it if they knew exactly what they were getting when they ordered fish and chips. There is a huge amount of variation. I see that as a good thing. Most towns and cities have a large number of fish and chip shops. People know what their local chippy does. If they're given too many chips, they just do what I do and throw the rest of them in the bin. There's not a problem here. I mean, this is a total non-issue.
Dr Jude, is that a fair point? This isn't a problem, this isn't needed, non-issue?
No, I don't think it's a non-issue, because if it's a non-issue, we wouldn't be here talking about it. So again, the fact remains that my youngest patient with liver cirrhosis from obesity is aged 17. Now, I want to know, why is it that this isn't more out in the public domain? 17 from fat. I sat in clinic saying to the mother, I'm really sorry, mummy, but your daughter has cirrhosis. But she doesn't drink. I know she doesn't drink. She's been eating too much over the years. So we need to tell patients, this is how many calories you need to eat per week. But actually, that doesn't mean anything. If you told me 500 calories, what on earth does that mean? We need to tell them normal pace walking. If you eat 500 calories, it will take you this amount of time walking on the flat to burn off those calories.
Is it out of interest, though?
Yes.
That patient and indeed other patients, how much is that because of how much fish and chips they're eating? Would this really make a difference?
It's not just about the fish and chips. No food per se is bad for you. It's how much of it you eat that's bad for you. So what we would like is clear labeling on the foods. This is how many calories this food contains. This is how long it will take you to walk it off, normal paced walking. And therefore, if you go to a fish and chip shop and you're given 20 kilograms for one portion and 10 kilograms for one portion, we don't really care, as long as you are told the number of calories and the number of effort it will take for you to walk it off.
I mean, Christopher, Dr Jude is making a fair point here. In fact, I was watching a programme this week, one of those programmes talking about, how much food you're eating, the calories in food, and they showed that in a standard portion of fish and chips, you're eating around 1,200 calories at least. I had no idea that there were so many calories in fish and chips. Don't you think it's important to let people know this information?
Well, you might not know exactly how many calories are in fish and chips, but presumably you know that chips are not a health food. And that seems to me to be the important point. If you're trying to watch your weight, you're trying to lose weight, you're not hopefully going to chip shops and eating fish and chips at all. I mean, fish is perfectly nutritious, but chips aren't particularly. So people don't need to have perfect information, and they wouldn't get perfect information even if you tried to standardize these things, because actually you can't standardize it. As you've already pointed out in your item, fish come in different sizes. So it wouldn't be like McDonald's or somewhere where you do have a totally identical product every time. It would just add a huge amount of bureaucracy to the whole fish and chip industry, which you could well do without. But the basic point that chips are not particularly healthy, you should eat them in moderation, I think is widely understood without trying to work out exactly how many calories there are in a portion.
Tell us the amount of calories per portion. So we don't really mind that they're not standardized, but tell us the amount of calories per portion. Not just the amount of calories, but how long it will take for you to burn off that amount of calories.
But Christopher's point is that people already know, whether you tell them the calories or not, people on the whole know that fish and chips isn't healthy.
No, disagree. It's not that they know that fish and chips are unhealthy. What we need to tell them is these are the number of calories you should eat per day. And therefore, if you have this amount of fish and chips, it will contribute this amount to your daily calorific requirement. That's what they need to know. And at the moment, the fact that I can buy a portion of chips or fish and chips for 15 kilograms and another one for 5 kgs without knowing how many calories each one contains, that is wrong for my patients.
I mean, there has been a very big drive, Christopher, looking at making sure that food is actually clearly labelled in terms of the amount of calories, fats and salt, and that has actually shown to make a big difference. Do you not think that this should also be introduced in terms of fish and chips food content as well?
Well, as I say, the problem is you can't actually standardise it. You know, the fish do come in different portions, and indeed chips come in different portions. You can only standardise it up to the point of saying you would have 1 shovel of chips or 2 shovels of chips. You can't make it precise in any way, and all that's going to happen if you do try and standardise it with a law is a whole load of fish and chip owners are going to get prosecuted with frivolous lawsuits. And I should say, if anybody is buying 15 kilograms of fish and chips, they really have got a problem.
No, forgive me. We're not saying that the portions should be standardized. We are saying that the amount of calories in each portion should be declared. And moreover, you should tell the patients or the buyers, if you eat this amount of calories, it will take you this amount of time to walk it off. So that, as a lady said earlier on in your piece, they know how much of their fish and chips they can eat in terms of their weekly or their daily intake.
Okay, Dr. Jude Oben, really good talking to you.
Pleasure.
Christopher Snowdon in Brighton. You can take this off screen, take it on Twitter if you like, but thanks so much. Really interesting discussion.
Thank you.